we have more refined validators, but the TB function, if you have looked carefully here, it only insists on the value entered not being empty. I could have said, hey, I want this value validated as an email address. I want to have it validated as an integer, and so on and so on. So you can have a lot of different validators. But once you start combining these, there's your star operator and the formlet yield, and then you get a combined formlet, which you are now wrapping and adding a submit and reset button. You add it and wrap it in a legend box, and you add the form container to give some sort of a nicer layout of CSS. So from those 5 or 10 lines, you get that web form that actually performs client-side validation, doesn't allow you to submit until you fill in some values, and then it posts it back as a record of string. Which,
going back a couple of slides, I mean, there was a bit at the bottom of that layer.
yeah.
Where, like you say there.
Yeah.
So how, I mean, you must be using CSS to do that, right?
So this is what I meant. So when you take a format like this, so here's a format, right? It's in a box, it has buttons and things. Imagine that there's another format like this. You want to put two formats next to each other. Well, you probably don't want to have two sets of submit buttons because they go on the end. So you combine without the buttons, but you say, combine these two, but render it horizontally relative to each other. And then you get it laid out like this.
And how's that happening?
Well, that's the implementation that we have, the rendering logic for formats. And indeed, we use tables. We probably could have done it using divs or some other CSS3 or whatever.
With the interaction between, say, the designer guys, the HTML, they give you HTML and CSS. How would that work with, like, if they wanted to design these forms?
Yeah, if they wanted to design the form, they are likely going